Hello everybody, welcome to Lido Fine Art. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the 2019 film called The Demonologist. So, there are a lot of things that were kind of really stupid, not gonna lie. And then other things that were like, not bad, not bad. But yeah, so let's crack into it. So, it's about this guy who is a cop and how his parents were like exorcists and part of some like secret committee thingy that exorcises demons from other people. And at first it's like, okay, cool, like they're exorcists and they're helping people, it's great. But then later there's some things that are a little like questionable. So it starts off with this cult group. I want to say they're Luciferians because they worship Lucifer, and it opens up with them doing some ritual and a sacrifice just to put some demon bad guy in this lady, and they succeed doing that. And then Damien, which is the main character, is a police officer, and him and his partner get called to the crime scene where, the ritual took place, and of course there's a body because they sacrificed somebody, and there's pentagrams, and like there's a tarot card in the dude's hand, the dead dude, and yeah, they gotta figure out what's going on. So it's all cool and whatnot. He goes home, starts having nightmares, flashbacks of his childhood, has this astral projection experience, but I guess he doesn't understand that's what it is. But I will insert like a little clip, but I'm gonna take the sound off because I don't want to get hit for copyright. Because every time I do videos like this, I always have to delete my video because they always make it where no one can watch it. So anyway, so he has this astral projection experience, and we're gonna talk about that real quick right now. The way they have it was like, it seemed a little foggy-ish. Like things, like the colors were muted. It's a little hazy. And of course, he doesn't realize it yet, but he's in a place that actually exists. Now, for me, when I astral project, the color scheme is actually very similar, just because I am not great at it yet. It takes a lot of practice, and I'm kind of new, so I can't see things as vividly as others who have been doing it a long time. So I will say, like, the way he experiences it is how I experience it, and I think is pretty realistic in a sense. So he sees this guy who is possessed by a different demon, and even though the demon is possessing the person, the demon boy can see him astral projecting and know that he's right there watching him, which freaks him out, of course, and he just thinks it's a nightmare. And a lot of times when you're on the astral realm, there are some freaky deaky things that happen, and they come across as nightmares. And one thing they pointed out in the movie, like especially his partner was like, hey, you need to sleep. And Damien's like, well, I can't. Like, no matter what I do, I can't sleep. Which is interesting because that's how it's, that's what it's like on the astral realm. So, like, if you're very active, you could close your eyes and open them, and it could be like 8 hours. But it felt like you didn't get any sleep at all. I liked how they depicted that in the movie because to me that's very accurate. At least that's how I experience it. So like if I'm very active, which is like every single night, it feels like that, I'll go to sleep at like, let's say 9 p.m. and then it feels like a minute later that I open my eyes and it's time to go to work at, 6 in the morning. But really, it was a full 8 hours. It just, the time felt super fast, and it just drains the crap out of you. So I like how they presented that about, astral projecting and stuff. I definitely agree that is very, similar to how it really is. So let's talk about the whole ritual thing. Now, I don't know much about Luciferianism and like occult practices and stuff with pentagrams. I believe their pentagram was upside down, which was correct. Sacrifice. So, of course, they're killing people, and demons love when you do that, when there's bloodshed and murder and all that stuff. And when you partake in things like that, where you're doing occult things like rituals and stuff, it is very possible to become a target for demons. I would say you have 100% chance of becoming a demon target, like a target where a demon will try to possess you. And the characters, a lot of them, if not all of them, were actually possessed by demons, which is why they committed, all those murderous acts and sacrifices. So, yep, they were all possessed. And then they used the tarot card as like a message to the police because they knew full well that their bodies were going to be discovered. So there's that. And then let's go back to Damien. He has flashbacks of his parents doing some exorcism on this lady who is acting really freaky and contorting her body on this bed. It looks like they're underground in some cellar or like, I don't want to say cave, but she's, I don't know, underground somewhere. And they have like this secret society and whatnot. And yeah, so they do the exorcism. And of course, the demon that was inside the lady hops into the father, which can actually happen in an exorcism. So they don't like a lot of people in a room because when the demon is exorcised, it can hop into other people, which you really don't want. The point is to get rid of the demon. So that's a risk that priests and exorcists have to take because, and a lot of exorcists have like, I don't want to say bodyguards, but they're kind of like bodyguards. So when the possessed person starts freaking out and starts, trying to open a can of whoop-ass on the exorcist, there needs to be someone to protect that person. But yeah, they try to keep the room limited on how many people can be in there so the demon isn't hopping around. But yes, that does happen. So yeah, so it hopped into the father, and of course, because the father is possessed, he does some evil things, such as kill his wife, aka Damien's mother. So he kills her, and he's trying to fight off the demon, and the mom's just like, hey, you gotta kill your father, like, you gotta kill him so the demon, gets out of his body. And just because he doesn't know how to do exorcisms yet, because he's like 10 or something in his flashback, so of course they don't know how when they're that young. But anyway, so yeah, he kills his father, which is traumatizing, to where he blocks it out till the end-ish of the movie where he remembers the whole thing. Because King Paimon shows him the truth, and he learns what happens. So he goes and investigates murders because now there's like 3 murders of people that have been sacrificed by the Luciferians, and he's trying to solve the problem. So he goes to this priest guy, and the priest guy, is kind of shady, and he's like, I don't know what this is, but he really does. And he gives him some books to read, and he does, and he goes to his partner like, hey, I figured this out, I know what's going on, and the partner just dismisses it completely and turns it around on him, saying, you're kind of tired and you need some sleep, and I think the lack of sleep is making you think some things. And yeah, so of course that happens. And then we later find out that the partner is in cahoots with the Luciferians. He's actually part of it. And that's why he was trying to cover it all up. So, one big thing that happened in the movie was that you have Damien, and then you have this other long-haired guy. I don't know what his relation is to Damien. It's weird. Like, supposedly they're both direct descendants of Lucifer. And let's talk about that real quick. So Lucifer is a fallen angel. We all know that, right? But they can't breed with humans, as far as I know. And neither can demons. They're their own species. You can't, intermingle the whole breeding situation. But I will say this. It is possible through reincarnation that the soul could have been related to Lucifer if that soul wanted to reincarnate into somebody else to learn some lessons and whatnot. But the chance of that is very slim and none. But yeah, a angel or demon or fallen angel can't just get some human pregnant and boom, you're half angel or half demon. That's no. No. As far as I know, that's a no. If it turns out to be true, I will make a video about it. But right now, I'm saying that's false. Can't do that. And so, Damien has this weird power because he is a descendant of Lucifer. And he has this weird power and this, I don't know, this symbol appears on both his arms. And the symbol is pretty much, it's like Lucifer, it's like, I don't know if it's a sigil. It's related to Lucifer and it's a symbol, for him. And basically when demons try to do bad things to him, he kind of, I don't know, he freaks out and then poof, demons are gone through the power of Lucifer. And then he's safe. And I just find that questionable because, first of all, Lucifer here is a fallen angel, we all know that. But he's not good. He's actually BFFs with Satan. He helps him a lot and is on his side. So for him to destroy other demons doesn't make sense. It's kind of like the movie is making him into a hero, which he's not. So there's that. And then you got the other descendant dude with the long hair that's doing murderous things and yeah. But I guess he doesn't have the same power. It's weird. But he's possessed by somebody else. I don't know. I don't know what they were trying to do with that character other than make him creepy and kill people. Or kill Damon. I keep saying Damon from Vampire Diaries. Damien. So, yeah. And then we find out that his fiance, Damien's fiance, is part of the secret club of exorcists. And, of course, he's like, I don't trust you. Nothing you say is, true. Everything was a lie and all that bullshit. Whatever. I can see how he could be mad about that. But of course, she gets murdered. And, yeah, and he pretty much loses everything. He loses his family, his mother-in-law, who I guess raised him because his parents were killed. So, the fiance and him were, childhood friends that became engaged, and her mother, I guess, raised him. That's what I understood. And they both were a part of the society of exorcists, but like, I don't know. So then you bring in King Payman here, and he's telling him and filling him in on things that happened, and, you know, he's walking him around. Well, I don't want to say hell. It's not like he's walking him around hell, but like, it looks like the entrance or outside of hell. And he's pretty much coming across as like the good guy, which obviously, if you're someone who doesn't understand the whole demonology thing, and you're just someone trying to fit in with a group of people with the same ideologies, that's where this movie is very shady, because they make certain demons look like they're just misunderstood and good, but really they are not, which is why this movie pisses me off, and they make King Payman seem like an amazing demon who's just misunderstood, he's just looking out for him, when really they all want the same thing, which is the soul. But they will never say that in the movie, or at least the directors won't admit that. So yeah. And then at the end, he pretty much realizes, yeah, he lost everything, but that is just the price that he has to pay to continue this demonology work. Which, okay, so from the books I've read about exorcists and stuff, they always say, like, if you're gonna get into demonology, you gotta make sure that you're serious about it. You can't go in it half-assed, because it's gonna get real quick, and chances are you might lose the people you care about, because the demons you are fighting against are gonna go after them, and they will purposely ruin your relationships of every kind to make you feel alone. That's what they're gonna do. That's what they do. I said do, sorry. But yes, that's what they do. So any family ties you have, bye! Not all the time. I mean, Ed and Lorraine Warren are a good example. They were made for each other. You know, you had Lorraine and Ed, yeah, who were pretty much like soulmates, and they were able to, you know, live a decent life together and happily married. Yeah, I can't talk, like, bleh. But yeah, so it does work out sometimes. It just takes the right person to be able to do these things with, and someone who is on the right and same page as you. So it is possible. So yeah. So one more thing I wanted to add, and I almost completely forgot. So what they had depicted in the movie was that Damien and his family, I guess they had that same power of Lucifer, and how, you know, it was able to get rid of evil. Okay, which is, for the movie purpose, okay, cool. But if you think about it, if you get your power from an outside source that's not your own, such as Lucifer, because that's where they got it from, then does that not make them Luciferian? Like, then do they not worship Lucifer? Because I'm pretty sure that they do, which again, like I said before, is like the hidden agenda of this movie. They're making Luciferians, some of them look good, and then you have the other side of it where you have the people killing people for sacrifices, and then they made that side look bad, but it's all part of the same circle. So I don't know the purpose of making their power come from Lucifer. Because if they're trying to make it like, those demon worshippers that were sacrificing people are evil, how can you say that when, they're actually getting their power, like Damien and his family get the power straight from Lucifer? You know what I'm saying? So that makes him a Luciferian, along with his family. And they kind of... I think the problem is they might not understand what demonology is. And I think they might be getting it confused with demonolatry. Which demonolatry is pretty much the worship of demons, where demonology is the study of demons. And I think they just get those two confused because you have Luciferianism with people killing each other for sacrifices, which is bad. And then you have the other side where they're getting power from him to do good. It's kind of like a contradiction. And makes the movie kind of fall apart and plot holes and whatnot. But, yeah, if I had to rate this movie for, like, factual information, I would probably give it a 2 out of 10. 2 out of 10. Because of the hidden agendas. Like, the special effects were okay, and I don't know. The story could have been better. They could have made the good guys get their power from someone else that wasn't a demon. And then it would have made more sense, but they didn't do that. It's the whole movie's just a contradiction. It makes no sense. So yeah. The main thing I did not like about this movie was the whole picking and choosing which demon that they were gonna present as misunderstood and good. None of them are good. And the fallen angels, they are no good. Like, you see, the thing is with fallen angels is they come across, because they're angels, they are beautiful. Like, they give off a different energy, and they can manipulate that energy and make you think that, they're, perfect beings that are there for you, and they're very manipulative that way. And yeah, Lucifer is one of them. So that's why I have mixed feelings about this movie, especially because they made the whole Luciferianism situation like it's good, but it's not. It's still demon worship, and at the end of the day, if you do, go into that, you're gonna have demon problems, and they are gonna mess with you until they ultimately possess you and have your soul. Or you make a contract with them unknowingly or knowingly, and they have your soul. So yeah, problem. I'm trying to think what other things there were. I think that covers it all. So if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them down below. Yeah. So thank you guys for watching. Peace out.